I tested many LED headlight upgrades in 2022, and today I'm going to tell you which ones are among the best according to my testing and assessment. Is your favorite LED headlight upgrade going to win? It might. Let's find out. Hello everyone and welcome to Car Light Reviews. Since I started this channel in February of this year, I've tested 28 LED headlight upgrades, some of which you see here. I couldn't fit them all in front of the camera. And this is in addition to the over 30 LED headlight upgrades that I tested on my other channel in Jason's Garage before I started this channel. But today, because it is near the end of 2022, it is now time for the first annual Car Light Reviews Best LED Headlight Upgrade of the Year Awards. Now, before I get started, it is very important to me that I give my most sincere thanks to everyone who watched my videos, made comments, suggested lights to test, and shared my videos out. My mission for this channel from day one has been to provide consistent automotive lighting review and test videos to help you make the best purchase decision for your automotive lighting needs so you can enjoy your car more and save you money. So if you found value in any of my videos that I've made over the past year, please, if you haven't already, click on the thumbs up, click on the thanks icon, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell, and visit my Patreon page. I really appreciate everyone's support of my efforts and support of Car Light Reviews. So for 2022, I released videos covering 28 LED headlight upgrades, as I mentioned. And here's some data for you to consider. I averaged numbers across all lights I tested in 2022, and the average price per pair is $71.74. The average projector initial brightness is 1,517 lux. The average projector brightness after 27 minutes, the average commute time in the United States, 1,215 lux. Now, just for reference, halogen is 725 lux in my test projector and environment. And then for reflector, the average reflector initial brightness is 2,933 lux, and the average reflector brightness after 27 minutes, again, the average commute time in the United States, 2,347 lux. Halogen is 910 lux in my test reflector and environment. So that's an average of keeping approximately 80% of the light output over time. I'd also like to mention the average temperature, but halfway through the year, I changed my test methods to a more accurate FLIR thermal camera. But we're going to see how the numbers that I just mentioned go up or down 1 year from now. And in addition to the 28 that I tested, I also had some fun in 2022. I installed a reverse light for a lawnmower headlight to see how it would work out, and it didn't work out too bad. I also showed how a halogen bulb heats up to over 700 degrees Fahrenheit in less than 2 minutes. And just for fun and variety, I checked out how well a new handheld flashlight compares to a car headlight. That video became my most viewed video so far, and by a significant amount, which is pretty odd for an automotive lighting channel. But since I love flashlights almost as much as I love car modifications, the success of that video prompted me to make a new channel, Handheld Light Reviews. So if you like my headlight testing, the tests that I do for flashlights will seem very familiar. I'll be releasing more flashlight reviews soon, so check it out and subscribe as well. So now, I'm going to tell you what I think is the best of the 28 LED headlights that I've tested so far on this channel in a few different categories. So also in the description below, I'm going to put links to the full video for each winner so you can see it in its entirety, along with links to where you can buy each light. Now, buying through those links supports this channel at no additional cost to you and is very, very much appreciated. Are you ready? Let's get started. Now, the first of my categories is best looking, and this is subjective because some may not care what the light looks like because it's pretty much hidden once it's installed. But I think a lot of you will agree that the Auxbeam GX just looks absolutely amazing. With the details like the chamfering here on the heat sink to the design at the tip of the core, which some have said looks kind of like Marvel's Black Panther. This is just a great looking light. Lots of little details everywhere that just pulls it all together. Even the driver has some really nice details like the raised Auxbeam logo on it, the braided cords that match the rest of the details. Overall, just a great looking light. And the light also performed very well, and I really enjoyed testing it. The second category is also subjective, and that is highest quality. And if you've ever had the opportunity to hold a GTR Ultra 2 in your hand, you will likely agree that it should win this award. Everything about it just feels premium, and it should, as it is a premium light that comes at a premium price, $220 a pair. But once you open the box, you know where that money went when you see it and when you get this in your hand. The surface coating, the components that are specific to this light, the no-nonsense packaging, and a lifetime warranty to back it all up. This is, in my opinion, the highest quality LED light upgrade you can buy right now in terms of components and materials. And for the third category, that is also subjective, is best presentation. Now again, I know that some of you may not care about packaging, but I like to know that they put a bit of thought into how the product is presented. If you paid $1,000 for a cell phone and it came in a Ziploc bag, you'd naturally question the quality of the product itself. And for this one, I think there's a tie. First, the Sealight Xenower X4. Just a cool design with different levels of gloss, different colors. They really put some thought into this. And when you open it up, the color of the light is pretty unique too, the champagne gold color. It just overall looks really cool, especially with the orange inlay, and the design carries all the way through the rest of the packaging. Sealight did a very good job putting this one together. And I think it's a tie with the Lasfit LS Plus. This is more of a presentation style box, almost like a jewelry box or maybe a high-end wristwatch box. It does have if you can see it, it does have this texture on it. And then when you open it up, you get stickers, which who doesn't like stickers? But then this chrome treatment here, this foil, just the way that the lights are presented and packaged, it just looks great. They did a really good job on this one as well. Now let's get to the winners of what is not so subjective, and that is what my data shows. And this is based on two things: the light pattern tests that I do for each video and the data that I collect through my testing. And that data is compiled into my free spreadsheet that I update with every light test I perform. And a link to that spreadsheet is in the description of every video release. And you can use it to compare all specifications on all the lights I've tested and help you really narrow down what light upgrade is best for your needs. And when looking at that spreadsheet, don't forget to consider the average numbers that I provided earlier in this video. If you're considering a light and you're looking at it on my spreadsheet, you can take a look at the data and see if it's better or worse than the 2022 averages of all the lights I've tested. The next category is Best Projector Output, and that award goes to the Hikari Future Titanova. This is a very, very bright light, and for it being so bright, it stood out to me as also being very controlled. There is a common weak spot in the projector output that I see using my test methods, and even though it was very bright, that spot was not as weak as I would expect. Plus, the cutoff is very, very clear and is not much higher than halogen in relation to the hotspot, which means it's expected to have the brightest point of the output as far ahead as possible on the road. The next category is Best Reflector Output, and the award goes to the Fahren Termitor. This is the brightest that I tested this year in terms of reflector output, but it had absolutely amazing control in my reflector. The cutoff is rather flat and rather clear, and there's not much in terms of scattering. This just managed to keep amazing reflector control for being as absolutely bright as what it is. This is a great light to consider for a reflector if you want very, very bright, but very, very controlled. The next award is Best Light Output Retention Over Time, and that award goes to the Lasfit LS Plus. Now, light output retention over time is a pretty important thing to look at when purchasing an LED upgrade, and I don't think any manufacturers really provide data on it, but I do. While the initial brightness is a good baseline, what's more important in real-world use is how much light is still usable after you've been driving for a while. See, as soon as you turn an LED car light on, the light output starts to drop due to heat. A light that is super bright at first but dims to 50% of that light output while you're driving isn't really a good light, doesn't have good heat management, and isn't safe to use. Now, that Lasfit LS Plus retained an impressive 93% of its initial light output after 27 minutes, again the average commute time in the United States. As you can see, this has a very big fan on the back, and it was quite loud, but it sure did the job. And one thing I'd like to mention, even though that I use 27 minutes as a baseline, most lights will level off long before that and then regulate the light output. And the Lasfit LS Plus just did a phenomenal job with that. But also note that the size of this heat-sink and fan means that it won't fit behind many cars with dust caps, and you should never go without a dust cap. So make sure you keep that in mind if you're considering this great light. Now let's talk about the brightest. The award for brightest initial projector goes to the Fahren Termitor. It measured in my test environment 2,250, 1,525 over the 725 halogen lux measurement. And the brightest over time projector goes to the Hikari 2023 Titanova. That measured at 1,887 lux, which is 1,162 over the halogen 725. Now the brightest initial reflector also goes to the Fahren Termitor, 5,200 lux, which is 4,290 lux over the halogen 910. And the brightest over time reflector goes to the Titanova, 3,848 or 2,938 lux over the halogen 910. The Termitor and the Titanova really battled it out this year. And now the award for best overall budget goes to the Fahren Forscher. If you're looking for an LED light upgrade that is very well balanced in terms of price, light output, and light control, light retention over time, and heat management, you will have a hard time beating the Fahren Forscher for the price of less than $40 a pair. It just performed very well in all areas. And sure, there are brighter lights out there that cost more, but this light does the job you need it to do far above and beyond the halogen light in a very affordable way. If you're on a budget, this is the light to get. And the award for best overall premium light goes to the Hikari Titanova. This light just did really good this year. If you've got a bigger budget and can afford a better light than the Fahren Forscher, the Hikari 2023 Titanova is my pick for best overall premium light. Like the Fahren Forscher, it did very, very well in every category. Overall, just a great balanced light for a premium light. Now, I've tested Hikari lights in the past, and I just wasn't as impressed as I'd hoped to be, but the Titanova makes up for it by being dazzlingly bright in a projector, but maintains very good control of it. And while it's not the brightest in a reflector, it is still plenty bright and continues to maintain that control. If you have a premium light budget and you want the best overall premium light I've tested for 2022, it is the Hikari Titanova. Now, before I get to the best overall for 2022, I want to give some quick honorable mentions. Most compact is the Boslla B1 Bullet. This thing is tiny, but for its size, it performed rather well. So consider this one if you have a very small headlight capsule area, but you want something that performs pretty decent overall for the size. Another honorable mention is best customer service, and that is X77. They are US based, their phone number and email is right on their website, plus they included freebies and even bags of Skittles. I found that they are very cool people there at X77, so definitely consider their lights. And one more quick honorable mention, and that is most consistent presentation. And that award goes to Fahren. Sometimes if you order more than one light from a company, the packaging and included accessories are wildly different from each other, which pretty much tells you that they're rebranded lights from another supplier. And this is not uncommon, but the Fahren lights that I tested all had the same experience when you open the box, with the same included accessories in the black plastic bag. So very consistent across the board when it comes to Fahren. And now, I'm going to declare the best overall LED headlight upgrade for 2022 according to my testing. And this was a tough one, as I tested some pretty good lights this year, but there can be only one best overall. This means that at any price, what would I recommend right now as I make this video? That award goes to the Hikari 2023 Titanova. I think for the money, you get the best balance of everything you should look for in an LED headlight upgrade. Good quality of materials, very bright but good light control, good light output retained over time, and decent heat management. It does the job it is supposed to do, and it does it very, very well. Now, there are many that can fit into that description, but the Hikari Titanova stood out the most to me. And as a runner-up, I'd say the Fahren Termitor was also a very close second. It was less expensive and was brighter, but it only has a 1-year warranty instead of the Hikari 2-year warranty. It also ran a bit hotter and had lower retained light output over time. but is still one great light, and you can't go wrong with either one. Congratulations to all the winners in this video. I'd like to know if you respectfully agree or disagree with any of my choices in the comments below. And as I mentioned, links to where you can buy any of the lights I've tested are in the description of each video and in the description below. And once again, buying through those links supports this channel at no additional cost to you, and I very, very much appreciate the support. And I already have many more LED lights lined up for 2023. Since you're paying attention, you can expect to see more light tests from Auxedo, Diamond Vision, Novsight, DDM Tuning, Lasfit, and a lot more that you might not have heard of yet, like Fade-Eye, plus a whole lot more, that I promise. I'm also going to be testing 3157 brake lights, HID lights, and I'm going to continue improving my testing methods. If you like the videos I've made so far, you're going to love what I've got planned for 2023. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helps you to find the right lighting upgrades for your needs so you can enjoy your car more and save you money. Keep your headlights aimed and drive safely, responsibly, and respectfully. And happy holidays, happy new year, and best wishes to all of us in 2023.